My philosophy is that you learn best by doing. By creating something, you learn a lot more than merely reading the literature and critiquing it. And by creating something, you're forced to deal with the problems of troubleshooting, independent learning, problem solving. These give you an organization. These give you the soft skills that are going to serve you really, really, really well throughout your career when you're working on computer projects. All library jobs today come with a computer. And every project, initiative, strategic direction, whatever they're going to do, is going to involve computer software and hardware. So you're going to be working on computer projects throughout your career. You can't get away from it. So what kind of jobs involve digital collections? Here's a job ad or position description for one involving digitization. And digitization projects involve not only paper, but photos, images, audio, video. I like to think of librarians as information architects. This is a picture of our previous classroom. You can see people working in groups, planning, designing, creating. I think this was a website we were working on. And what they need is a number of skills that I'm now going to talk about. If you think back to first term when you took cataloging, you learned a metadata set, mark records. Well, there's lots of other metadata sets out there. Metadata basically provides the organizational scheme to describe items, resources. And we'll be using the Dublin Core metadata set as a database for our digital library. Librarians also understand databases, one-to-many relationships, many-to-many relationships, and how all information problems can be defined by those two characteristics. Librarians also understand how metadata is the basis for information retrieval and access points like indexes. Librarians also know how to design and create using things like HTML, CSS, PHP. And finally, librarians know how to determine user needs and to translate those user needs into designs. Librarians use these skills to create lots of web applications for their libraries. Here we have Chad with his BizWiki, which has chat, video, Twitter, online updates, feedback, the whole thing. Here's a tutorial, bibliographic instruction, created as a video. Here's an electronic book for story time with page turning, audio, sound effects, music, the whole thing. And here's a short film. Now, although digital libraries or digital collections look like websites because they use web browsers, they're quite different at the back end. And you're going to use software, the Greenstone digital library software, in fact, to create your digital collection. Greenstone is open source, which means it's free. You can use it on Windows, your Mac, or Linux, and allows you to do all the things you need to create a digital library. And creating your digital library is going to involve every skill, every bit of knowledge you got in all your courses at FIM. So it's a great example of what you can do and what you've learned. Your digital collection, your project, can include all types of documents or files. So examples are coming up a little bit later on in the presentation. The Greenstone software can handle just about any kind of digital file you can throw at it, and you can have all kinds of different files in your collection, though that's usually quite rare. The Dawkins one does have multiple file types, but most collections have a single file type like PDF or image or HTML that they're using. I encourage you to look at some of the examples in the hyperlink on this slide, or to go to the Greenstone site and look at some of the online examples. Plus, later on in the term, we're going to show you how to download some of these collections and to take a look at them on your own computer. A library server will have many different collections, digital collections on it that the user could click on. What you're going to do is be building one of these collections. Unfortunately, we don't have a server to put them on, so you'll only be able to see it on your computer. The next few slides show some home pages. In fact, they're examples of digital collections projects built by students in previous terms. I've taught this course for, over 7 years now, and my experience has been the best students who do well tend to have good learning skills. If you're interested in grades, if you want to get into med school or something, this is probably not the course for you, because historically the average grade is B+, because it's a difficult course. You have to work on things over a long period of time. So you can't just do an all-nighter and fake it like on an essay on censorship. But even though it's a hard course, I'm available and willing to sit with you and try to help you as much as I can so that you understand. Note that I say understand. The key is if you understand it, you can learn it. And I can't just tell you what to do, because that would be robbing you of the learning ability. So that can be frustrating, because you're going to get stressed, you have a problem you want to solve, and you just want to be told how to solve it. But I'm just going to help to make sure, because I have to know that you can understand it. That's the key. The other reason this course is hard is everything is proof that you've done it. It's all technical. There's no BS. What you hand in shows to me whether you've mastered the material. So you can't hide in this. There's no group work, there's no presentation, no essays. So you can learn a lot in this, but it is going to require a bit of discipline. Anyway, I hope I haven't scared you off. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think at the end you'll be able to produce something. If you work at this every week, you'll be able to produce something that you're quite proud of and that you can show employers or give to friends as birthday presents or Christmas gifts.